everybody, welcome to TrashRats International. That's right, the only Trash Rats podcast to feature international hosts. I am Simian Jimmy, joined as always by Eggy, Eggman Rodriguez.
That's right, shout out to Sao Paulo, shout out to all my fellow Brazilians. We're here representing on Trash Rats International, and I'm having a great day. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've got North America and South America covered, and the only other important country, of course, is Europe, so we had to include the greatest European in this century, Florian himself.
Oh wow, I'm really hyped up for this. That's great, yeah. I guess we are picking up right where the original Trash Rats left off.
And of course, we're joined by Rusty Cage and Reactor.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Reactor here.
Hey, Reactor, how's Tim doing? I haven't heard from him in a while. Does he have any edgy opinions lately?
Well, you know, he's really making sure to stay on top of all the news so he could really keep on uploading 5 videos a day. And me, personally, I've just been over at the Pop Culture Crisis podcast. We've been really getting a lot of money. We have this thing where people can donate and it shoots dollar bills into our face while we talk on our podcast. So really, that's been really good for us. Keep up the great work, Timcast team. We've been doing really good over there.
Now, our review of My Son Hunter will not be out yet, but I did hear that Tim, praised the movie and said it's, one of the greatest movies and most culturally relevant movies of the time.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, really, no other film is really touching on these topics. I mean, you try to look at this on social media when it was happening, and it was completely blacklisted and shadow banned. So it's really fantastic that we have a film company that was really willing to go out of their way and really touch on these sensitive topics that nobody else is touching on. I think it was very important for the cultural zeitgeist and really pushing us in a direction that promotes free speech and freedom of opinion and really engaging in that conversation more than we have been previously.
Oh, I agree completely. Rusty, we haven't heard from you in a while. How is your guillotine coming along? Because you were saying you were going to make a guillotine video 3 times a week all summer, and you really kind of gave up after the first one. What's going on?
Oh yeah, I completely forget what my voice usually sounds like, but I've been so busy complaining about demonetization and getting banned off Twitter. I just don't know how to find the time,
Well, you certainly don't have time to do Trash Rats, which is why us 3 are here today to do Trash Rats International. I figured if Rusty and Reactor don't want to do that show anymore, and every time I post a video or a podcast or really anything, I get comments asking, when's the next Trash Rats? It's like, motherfucker, I'm not in charge of that. They don't want to do it. So I decided, let's just solve the issue. These 2 have been on Trash Rats multiple times. Why not just do an offset, the international version? So we've got lots of internationally relevant news stories today, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's just sucker all these people into thinking this is the real thing and get all the clicks on it, man. That's going to be great.
I don't know. I mean, Trash Rats didn't really get that many clicks to begin with. I think it's pretty much on par with the Treehouse anyway.
Wow, really? Oh, shit. I guess it's pointless then.
No, I'm doing it for the fans. They wanted more Trash Rats, and that's what they're going to get.
Either way.
There is
the Queen did die, very funny, but there's an even funnier story coming out of America. You guys hear about this? According the New York Times, they seem pretty unbiased, right, Eggy?
Oh, I think so. I think they're really neutral.
Yeah, their article is called "Florida Flies 2 Plane Loads of Migrants to Martha's Vineyard." This has been one of the funniest stories in recent memory. Florian, you don't know much about this, do you?
Not a thing, wow.
So Martha's Vineyard, in essence, is like a little island where the richest people in America have their summer houses and stuff.
But it's not Epstein, it's the other rich person island.
Right, yeah, Obama has a summer home there, and it's mostly white people, though, rich, affluent white people with their little summer cottage out on Martha's Vineyard. And the people of Florida, they were getting sick of all the migrants that were, illegal immigrants taking over their town. And You know, it's fine that they're in America, but why do they have to be in my neck of the woods? Maybe we should just, bus and or plane these people to the richest island in the country and see how those rich white people like it. And it turns out they didn't like it.
Are you telling me they didn't immediately become the gardeners? That's weird.
You would think so. Should I just read the article and then you guys can interrupt me when you want to say something?
Yes.
Sure.
The moneyed summer resort became an unlike the arena in the fight over illegal immigration. Republican states have bused thousands of migrants to New York and Washington. First of all, don't they kind of deserve that? Like, the coastal elites are the ones who love immigration. They love illegal immigrants jumping the border. Why don't they want to live with them? Why is it only a problem when they're in their neighborhood?
Are you under the impression that they're not? Like, you realize that cities will have the most immigrants, right?
Yeah, so why don't we just bus them to, some of the richest places in the country? Like, clearly there's a lot of resources there that these people can get what they need, whereas in the cities, they're just going to be homeless and starve and do heroin.
Yeah.
Would you rather live in the gutter of Houston, Texas, or live in Martha's Vineyard? Hey. Pretty nice.
I mean, there's a reason why, the homeless around the nation tend to congregate, at the Skid Row portion of Los Angeles is because, for one, there's a lot of drugs and hookers there, which is nice. And so, who doesn't want to live around drugs and hookers? But there's also, a lot of active support. There's food services. There's things there that are, capable to help these people. So, you got an island that is exclusively full of well-off people. Really, we should just have, maybe they don't necessarily need to be there in a plane and a bus and just be there stuck or whatever, although they did get very lovely Ruth Gator Binsberg t-shirts I saw in a picture. But maybe you could have like a boat just like sail by. Obama comes out and hands them all, $10,000 and like a big bag of food or something like that.
He could afford it, fuck.
Then, originally they came into Ellis Island, immigrants from all over the world. So then we just, I think it's on the East Coast or whatever. So they sail by Martha Vineyard. Obama hands them what they need. Then they go to New York and they go there. They get to, find a way for themselves, run a nice hot dog cart or whatever they're feeling like, and it's the American dream. And Obama, he can be that top-notch guy that everybody says he is. So I think it's a great plan.
Well, I'll keep reading this to see how great of a plan it really was. About 50 migrants unexpectedly arrived by plane on Martha's Vineyard on Wednesday, local officials said, escalating a tactic in which Republican-led states have shipped busloads of migrants to liberal bastions. Wow, really, liberal bastions. I think the New York Times might be showing their hand here, just with like their choice of language. Like Washington and New York. Yeah, I think of Washington as a bastion. Are they talking about D.C. or normal Washington? Because D.C. is a shithole.
I think they were saying it was a bastion on a particular winter month last year, a bastion of true freedom and true American spirit.
Jeez. But clearly by bastion, they mean just liberal voting, I guess, because they're so envious.
Oh, not bastion as in the main character of the never-ending story?
Not Bastion is in the top-selling, award-winning 2D.5 top-down action RPG.
Oh, is that a good game? Is it better than Bullfrog?
No.
It has to be. Just from the description, it has to be better.
How dare you?
Liberal bastions like Washington and New York to protest the significant rise in illegal immigration under President Biden. Hey, okay. The migrant group, which included children, oh no, think of the poor children being sent to the richest county in America, those poor kids, arrived on 2 planes around 3 p.m. without any warning. Officials and volunteers from the island's 6 towns really moved heaven and earth to essentially set up the response that we would do in the event of a hurricane. So they're trying to make it sound like the people were very accommodating and they helped out these people. They had them kicked out within 30 hours. Like, these motherfuckers did not want those brown people to be on their precious island.
So you're telling me Obama equated 10 brown families coming to visit and see the scenery as literally the same as a hurricane, which causes millions of people to die?
Yeah, one of the worst natural disasters you can think of is as bad as a few brown people coming to our island.
That's a direct quote from Michelle Obama that she said directly on record. Wow, Obama, I thought your podcast was really, helping spread love.
That's actually a quote from Senator Julian Sire from Massachusetts. But that is a Democrat.
You just got to think about it. Like, what's a hurricane going to do? It's going to cause a lot of people to be displaced. So, yeah, I feel like you'd have a similar problem. What do you mean?
Oh, but good news. As soon as they saw these brown people show up, they immediately gave them COVID-19 tests. It's funny because as of last night, Biden said that the pandemic is over. So I think these people are just afraid of nothing.
Really? Come on, man. Like, you really gonna complain about this so much? Like, obviously, like if the Republicans are doing that, then how do you know they wouldn't just pick like people who are infected as well for this? They might.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a good idea, because why would you want infected people in your town if you're like, oh, these quarantine people have an infection? Well, let's send them to where they can get the best medical care because all the rich people live there, So really, it's a humanitarian thing that should be applauded.
Oh yeah, spread out the disease. That's real great of you. Good idea. Like, what's up? What's even up here? Like, why are these immigrants really that much of a problem? Like, how many couldn't there even be? Like, America.
Oh my God.
Well, you're not connected to Africa like Europe is. Like, you must have such small amount of people coming in.
We're connected to an entire continent of people who want to get out of that continent. We're connected to Mexico, which is connected to all of South America. That's worse than fucking Africa, dude. I would rather have 100 Africans than 10 Brazilians.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Like, there's gotta be way more people in Africa. There's no way, and there's like we have a fucking war. Do you know how many Ukrainian refugees there would be right now? Like, I can't believe how easy you must have it in America, and this is what's happening. Wow.
Wait, so what's so bad? Why is it okay for all these immigrants to hang out in border towns, but as soon as we ship them to a nicer part of the country, why is that a problem? If those people think that they should be in the country, why not camping out in their fucking street?
Oh yeah, what's wrong with weaponizing these people? Yeah, weird. Huh?
Weaponize, yeah. See, you see them as a threat. You see them as a weapon. They're just poor people who would like to live in Martha's Vineyard, and I think they have the right to. If they can cross the border into the Martha's Vineyard, they have the right to stay. I agree.
Yeah, no. Anyone could just go anywhere where they want, huh?
Evidently, that's what they're saying.
No, that's not what they're saying.
Isn't there some TV show about a undocumented woman that runs a hospital? Who knows? One of these people could have set up a hospital in Martha's Vineyard, and these people, they're all old over there. They have all the money. They retired. They need medical care. They should let them stay. And like that TV show, they're going to build a hospital. It's going to be the best hospital in the country, just like in the TV show. And they're going to have all this care. They could probably get it for free, though. Oh, you let us live here, so we'll give you incredibly generous Martha Vineyard's residence. As long as you have this residency, it's on your driver's license or whatever, you live here, you get free care for your incredible humanitarian efforts. I mean, I think it could have been a real heartwarming story. And what does Obama do? He said, get them out of here, get off my island. He just threw them right out like garbage. That's how he sees these people. And frankly, I thought he was different. Yeah, Florian,
do you see any hypocrisy in these, elite liberals saying, oh no, we should let all the immigrants come in, they can do whatever, but then as soon as it's in their neighborhood, they want to kick them out? You don't think that's a little hypocritical? Like, I want them to be here, but I want them to be somebody else's problem.
Do you actually? Are you actually kidding me right now?
I'm asking you. So you don't recognize any hypocrisy in them wanting to kick these illegal immigrants out of their island?
No. Please tell me. Do you really think that refugees should get the best real estate in the country? Do you think that's what should happen?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
The people who live there are the ones who want them to be, bust into our country. Why not let them live with them? They live in fucking giant mansions that they only sleep in 3 months out of the year. Give the migrants your fucking house. What a waste of resources. Are you fucking kidding me, Florian? I know that you love rich people. You want to suck every millionaire and billionaire's fucking cock, but they're wasting resources. They're hoarding the money. Let these immigrants live in your fucking mansion when you're out living in your Manhattan apartment. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Wow,
man.
fuck you.
Are you all right?
No, are you all right?
Did
Why
you
not?
honestly?
If I leave my mansion empty 9 months out of the year, why can't these 10 million migrants live there? If I'm such if this is a liberal bastion.
Like, do you think that's gonna be? Do you actually think that's gonna be good for property value? Are you fucking insane?
See, you're more concerned about property value than human life.
No, you were just saying that they're wasting resources. You think, oh, that's gonna be great. Like, why don't we ruin these high class mansions so that they'll have to be renovated?
Yeah, they're ruined. If a brown person lives in it, it's ruined.
Well, yeah, if you let people off the street into the mansion,
let's move on to the next story. He said yeah in response to something that I said that was completely absurd.
Let me just make this clear. If you have a homeless person like in Los Angeles that has a history of substance abuse and mental illness or something along those lines, and you put them in Martha's Vineyard, okay, they might not be able to care for themselves, and then it might be a situation where the property could have deterioration because these people already are not being able to take care of themselves from addiction and trauma, things like that. Somebody who is walking from Tijuana over does not necessarily, in my opinion, imply the same level of insufficient capability. I think that if we let these people stay in Martha's Vineyard, it would actually be even more valuable than it is now.
Yeah, Florian, you started the story off asking why are they not working as gardeners? Like, so clearly these people are capable of maintaining a landscape and making it look nice. Why do you think they would bring down the property value? I think they would increase its value.
Wow. Yeah. I don't see it, man.
You'll do anything to defend rich people.
At the very least, give them a nice, 3 years to stay there, and we could see how right my opinion would be, when it's got the hospitals being built and everything like that. Obama, he's like, oh, I can't believe I was so wrong. I love my New Martha's Vineyards friends. God bless America.
Yeah, we've had 100 years of these people hanging out in Florida, hanging out in Texas. Why can't we have one day of them hanging out in Martha's Vineyard? They just don't want to take their turn with the immigrants.
Well, I mean, you can have better accommodations for them, but this is obviously so ridiculous.
Why? Why? If it's a bunch of empty mansions that nobody's using most of the time, why can't we have 80 immigrants live in one mansion? Because you feel like, oh, if they come for those rich people, then one day when I have my Bullfrog mansion, oh, what if a brown person wants to move in? Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really blown away that you think that, having random people go in there would not, ruin the mansion. That's
that
insane.
is the argument that the Republicans are making about them coming to our country in the first place. You're making the same argument as bigots, but it's different for you because it's rich people now.
But that's not true at all, man.
It's literally exactly the same. Oh, we can't just let them illegal immigrants pour into the country. They'll shit it all up. And now you're like, oh, we can't let them go to Martha's Vineyard. They'll shit it all up.
Well, I mean, I'd say the same thing.
What's the difference?
I'd say the same thing about random poor Americans. Obviously.
So all those poor people is a problem. We should just get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's that last Austrian I heard talk about get rid of all those people? Just kidding, of course.
Won't someone think of the poor people the poor millionaires who inherited all of their money, inherited their Martha's Vineyard mansion. They didn't work for it, but I think they should not have to see the brown people. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're saying they should live in the mansion, so...
Why not? If you literally have an island full of empty houses, why would you not let the homeless live there? Unless you're just a cruel piece of shit.
Well, because they would just specifically destroy the house.
Why? Why do you think that? You think that they're good at gardening, but they can't maintain a home? What the fuck are you talking about? Why do you think they would destroy the houses? Why? Tell me why.
I mean, I don't even know how you're not thinking that.
You genuinely think they would just destroy the houses? And I'm the racist one.
I mean, I don't think how... I mean, the stuff in there is going to be incredibly precious. And
yeah, more precious than human life.
What? Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, imagine that. fucking.
He said sarcastically.
Like, why don't you sell all your fucking goods and donate to the poor? What,
I don't
are you kidding me?
I don't have a 12-bedroom mansion that I sleep in 2 months out of the year. If I did, I would let every immigrant live in it for free. Fuck you, I'm a better person than you, I guess.
Yeah, there is no fucking way you would.
Too
Why
bad.
do
You can't prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Prove it, motherfucker.
But I'm fine, okay? Like, okay, fine. Like, force them to rent it out and then donate that to the poor if they leave it empty. Fine, but like you're being so ridiculous. Like saying that they should put them in the houses.
Yeah, they should throw all the immigrants into a Republican neighborhood. Fuck these Democrats, right?
No, there's more immigrants in Democrat-run areas, obviously. Like they're all in the cities, and the cities are
yeah, but these people
Democrat.
were bused from Florida.
Yeah, so
Not a Democratic city.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys want to talk about this transgender teacher with the giant tits?
Not
I
yet,
sure
man.
would.
Oh,
Come on.
you still want to argue about this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, go for it. I'll let you have your final word, and I won't even respond.
Well, I'm just like, do you actually agree with the Republicans here that these immigrants are this bad for the country? Like,
Florian,
there's obvious.
buddy, this is Trash Rats. Like like this is what we do on Trash Rats. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, well, not anymore. All right.
Wow.
We're gonna discuss the implications here. Okay.
No, I want to just get mad and scream and argue. That's the point of the show.
Well.
That's why we had you on here, because me and Eggy would have just agreed that this is funny, but you're like, oh no, think of the poor millionaires.
Yeah, real funny, hilarious. Yeah, let's just destroy property, but hilarious.
Again, I don't think there's any report of destroyed property. That's just coming from your biases.
you were yelling about
what?
About putting 80 immigrants into a mansion.
And yeah, and you still think that they would destroy it because they have brown skin. Let's move on.
I mean, they don't have to destroy it. They just have to make it.
According to you, they do.
I mean, they would definitely do some damage to it.
Okay, I think for TrashRats International, for every major news story that has an argument, we should, put a straw poll, let the audience see, where they're leaning based on what we had to talk about. And
right.
we'll see. What should the question be? Was the Martha's Vineyard stunt funny? Should that be the prompt, or do you have a better question we should ask?
No, I'm sure that you think it's very funny to weaponize these people.
I think it's very funny to see the hypocrisy of the liberal elite. That's the whole point.
So I guess nobody can have nice things.
Well, they claim to care about these people until they're at their doorstep, and then they want them to leave.
Yeah, obviously.
It's a lie. Anyway, let's move on, because this is a much funnier story. I mean, really, the picture is more valuable than the article itself, but I guess I'll give it a read. Canadian high school defends transgender teacher who wore enormous prosthetic breasts underneath a tight t-shirt to class. Katie Lemieux, a teacher in Ontario, Canada, began her transition a year ago. The school has defended her and said they want this site to be safe for all. The manufacturing technology teacher went viral on social media this week. Okay. I really hope that they address really the size and the protruding nipples of these prosthetic breasts, because this is not a transgender person. This is like a cry for attention. Nobody, unless you're suffering from severe mental illness, you would not think this is a smart or good thing to do.
Well, I think that it's very progressive that, our transgender teachers are following the time-honored tradition of the, maybe you might say, biologically female teachers of sexually abusing their students. So, it's really coming together in the public school system. And in fact, when I say come, I mean, actually, let me not get into that, but maybe the teachers might be in the teachers' lounge with a whole lot of stuff going on. They might be coming together in a different way. But I digress. Continue.
These fake tits are not even where tits would be on a person. These are like at the midriff. Like these tits are at the belly button level.
Well, they just hang real low. I saw at first this was like disturbing implants, but if it's just like a prosthetic, that's ridiculous. Why would she put those on? But,
yeah, and she's wearing it to her high school class.
Yeah, but we are so sexist, aren't we? Because if we had like a fat man who has a belly of that size, nobody would bat an eye, you know?
Yeah, but
it's just
I went to school.
Women.
I've had 15 years of schooling. Never once, ever, did a teacher have her nipples protruding through her shirt. It's called professionalism. You can't be a teacher of underage children wearing this with your fucking nipples. Like, she might as well be naked at this point. It's horrible. It's not professional. It's not responsible to do this in front of like 15-year-olds. What is going on? Should I read the article?
Sure.
A Canadian high school teacher, blah, 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 we already read all that part, began transitioning from male to female a year ago, has gone viral after students took photos and videos of the teacher, seemingly without her knowledge. In response, the high school has doubled down and defended their employee, writing to parents explaining why they support the gender expression. Okay, so I guess that everybody's defending this horrible, disgusting, horrific choice. A desperate cry for attention, and you should not be in charge of students. Like, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, it certainly blows my mind. Like, how would she? Does she even fit through the door? It's bizarre.
No,
listen,
this person is mentally ill.
Listen, if somebody has to fit through a door, that's discriminating upon their diet identity. So listen, you know what? If I want to weigh 1,000 pounds and just like lay out in the front of the school and like scream through the megaphone to teach my class, they better fucking respect me for my human rights. Otherwise, a big lawsuit is on its way.
Wow.
Florian, do you find this woman attractive?
No, I...
Transphobe.
My stance on big breasts.
Oh yeah, that's true. You do like, you are more into the A cups, aren't you? This is like a ZZ top cup.
Oh, is that what that band name means?
Yeah, double Z titties.
Wow.
It clearly says in the article, and this quotes the high school, we ensure a safe and inclusive environment for all students, staff, and community, regardless of, it's got like 40 things, but body type and size. So...
Yeah, but that's not part of your body. You're putting plastic in whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it can't get more ridiculous than that. Like, if you brought ass implants, it wouldn't be as silly. I mean, it would still be silly, but not as silly as this. I guess you could wear like a full body fat suit next.
If this was your teacher, would you have been able to pay attention in class?
Well, all I'm saying is that sometimes, under certain circumstances, after a student has taken a lot of SSRIs, you know, if I was on my typical SSRI, Adderall, Ritalin cocktail that every student must guzzle, hundreds of pills of to be able to even wake up in the morning after suffering the psychological and mental trauma of what I like to call our society, quote unquote. And I walked into class and saw this. Well, all I'm going to say is that I think probably I couldn't be held legally liable or responsible for what might transpire following such a truly visceral mindfuck, truly just skin crawling, whatever my synapses in my brain. I don't think they're going to be switched the right functions anymore after, I got injected with some things the government made me take. I'm wearing like 3 face coverings. I'm on 18 different psychological medications at 16 years old. I walk in the door and see that. Basically, I think it would be just a total blackout mentally.
Yeah, imagine how confused a child would be if this was their anatomy teacher.
I mean, probably not any more confused than if you have like a fat man. I don't know.
Well,
I'm going to read the rest of this article real quick. Although some on social media were supportive of the alternative body shape created by Ms. Lemieux, many disagreed that it was appropriate in a school setting. One user online described her prosthetics as hilarious.
Wow, what a transphobe, huh?
They wrote, "I'm sorry, but this is hilarious and nothing you can say will change my mind." Do you agree? I think it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it's truly comedy gold, I guess.
But several others said that the presentation of femininity was misogynistic. So, I guess this trans woman with the giant tits is misogynistic somehow. Is that what men want to see?
Listen, I'm not going to say that I support teachers sexually assaulting their students like this individual has been doing to their students.
By wearing it? Come on.
Listen, you know what? Them things are like 8 feet out. You know, them definitely are smacking somebody. There's no doubt about it. There's definitely been a sexual assault that's been going on in this classroom, and I would bet money on that. As I describe it there.
If this person wants to look like a freak of nature in public, that's fine, but you should not be doing it in the classroom.
With all that being said, if women have, breasts that large, I think that I would not call that misogynistic. I think I would call that asterisk, chef's kiss, asterisk. But maybe I've watched too many anime cartoons. My perceptions of reality have been warped. And so I'm going to continue returning to tradition so that realistic women are more palatable to me. But I wouldn't call this misogynistic. I would call this obviously an abomination, first and foremost.
A crime against God.
If I wanted to, stand in with the crowd, on the staff of the school, I would say, it's expressive. If I want to wear a 7-foot-long prosthetic penis, so everybody can know how alpha I am, that I'm expressing my alpha identity. I'm just literally coiling an entire garden hose and duct taping it to my leg and the inside of my pants. And that's how I identify. And you know what? It's time for a lawsuit if anybody says no.
How many BBCs do we think she could titty fuck at the same time? I'm thinking like at least 30.
I don't think that would fit. Probably 5.
I don't know. I think you could fit 30 cocks between those tits.
I mean, not if the men have to be attached to them.
They don't have to be. It's for science. We have to cut off your BBC.
Well, the way that this particular Canadian region seems to be going, I think they might have some spare ones in the medical facility that might have been left over for certain operations. So either way,
just waiting to find their new home between these massive fake tits. You know what? Go down to like at least a double E, and I'll be okay with this. It's just the size is the problem here. It's just too big. They have breast reduction surgeries for this.
I like the first comment on this article by the user Made in UK is very attractive young thing with 2 exclamation points. It has 400 upvotes and 3,500 downvotes.
Oh my god.
Oh man, scrolling down to the other pictures where she's in action. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's like the shop teacher. She's trying to precisely cut a piece of wood with these giant tits in the way. Like they're going to get cut by the saw.
Well, it's fine. They're prosthetic.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? King Cobra, he told me about, how to handle power tools safely, and I think this person, they might not be doing it, and also I have reason to believe that they might be a sicko, and I say fuck sickos.
Eggy, I'm glad you pointed out the comment section, because there's some real gold in here. I'm just going to read all of them in order real quick. I want to go back to the 80s, the last decade of common sense. I don't know if I agree with that. I think the 90s were pretty good too, right? It kind of went to shit after 9/11, didn't it?
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good, that's pretty legitimate.
Yeah, you're like a legit 90s kid. Like, I was just born in 95, but you lived through all of it, If from your 3-year-old perspective, were the 90s a better era to live in? Both of you.
Yeah. I mean, you had like the perfect blend of like the cusp of emerging technology, but it wasn't, it was at a point where you couldn't just blasted to your mind. You know, it was you could take it in appropriate doses. You could see that information highway. You could, you know, see some interesting things, but you weren't able to just be like glued to it 24/7 unless you were like a real programmer or something like that. So I feel like it had a good balance. You're still getting outside, you're getting fresh air, you're running around playing outside like a youngster's supposed to do. But nowadays, yeah, I mean, pretty much you go right from, I think I saw somebody say this the other day, you go from, you know, you watch a Coco Melon on an iPad for like 10 years or whatever, and then you know, have to go through a pandemic, and now you're doing the TikTok dances.
Yep.
I mean, basically, the way that the information highway has really turned into the information DMV, where your brain is waiting for 200 times longer than necessary to start developing real human ability. It's been completely waterlogged by, you know, total dopamine obliteration to your senses. Yeah, it is not good, YouTube.
Well, damn, you guys are crazy. Like, wow, so born in the wrong generation, huh, Mom? If only you could go back.
No, I was born in the right generation, but it sounds like the 90s were better than it is today.
I don't see how. Today is fucking great. We can order any kind of food right to our doorstep.
Those are the things that Eggy's complaining about, is that you get instant dopamine without having to do any work. Like, you're not going to be a real human being.
Well, it still costs money, so you still got to work for that. I think it's ideal. We have every convenience, and conveniences are good, all right?
So you did not enjoy your time as a 90s kid?
I mean, I was going outside and stuff. The horror. Like, imagine me being an outside kid. Like, not even... Only I was 12 when I got the computer. Before then, I didn't even have a console or anything.
Yeah, you were probably so much happier back then, too.
All those wasted years of being
not being
outside.
on the computer.
Yeah.
There's another comment that I really like, and it might be my last one before we move on. It says, "The worst example of inflation I have seen so far." Pretty good.
It's getting worse every year. So
how is inflation? Really is inflation bad over in Austria right now? We got to get that international perspective on TrashRats International.
I think it's 10%, just like you got. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think some countries are like 80%. And in the UK, they're saying like the energy bill is going up by like 5,000%.
Yeah, I actually just looked into that. Apparently, if you sign up your house, I think it went up by like 300%. But if you have an existing contract, you're golden. So
why are they doing that? Like, the Queen is dead. We don't need to keep her warm anymore. Why are they charging so much in the UK?
Well, I mean, it's obviously because we're gonna need a lot of energy for heating, and it's gonna be really expensive. So it's already getting expensive now because we're hoarding. So this is gonna be one expensive year, thanks to Russia.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Things aren't too bad over here. I think my bills have been like exactly the same. So I haven't noticed any like heating. Well, I guess I don't even heat my house. It's the fucking summer. So I guess it sucks to suck, UK.
Yeah, well, the inflation and the actual expense at the store is a different thing. But I mean, obviously stuff has gotten pretty expensive, but nothing too crazy yet.
I've noticed that in the candy aisle, shit is going crazy. Like a thing of peanut M&Ms I would expect to be like $1.20, and they're like $2.50 now. Like, normal candy has doubled in price, which is probably a good thing because Americans need to be eating like 1,000% less candy. So the fact that they can no longer afford it is probably a good thing.
I can still get a 20-ounce soda at work for $1 due to the fact that the training facility has like reduced prices, and there's guys that are drinking like 3 bottles of soda a day, and I'm like, yeah, well, at least if they turn all the gasoline and electricity off and we're starving, some of these guys will have a lot of reserve energy to work off of. So, you know, maybe they're smarter than I am. I don't know.
Hey, speaking of your new job, Eggy, we have not had a chance to talk about this on the podcast yet.
Well, you know, I'm kind of keeping it under wraps.
Well, no, I'm not going to give any details. I was wondering, okay. You know, how do you like, you're like a month into your new job, you know, like, how's it been going?
It's been going pretty good. I pretty much had just been doing YouTube and music to sustain myself since May of 2017. But unfortunately, of course, I've never been banned from YouTube because if you are, you can't use it.
So
hypothetically, if I had been banned twice in the last 12 months and lost a good amount of momentum, compounded by also the inflation thing where, I haven't really had any great increases of any of my living expenses in the last year, really, but you could just tell there's kind of less money flowing around for, I did a lot of live streaming and everything, and I kind of thought to myself, well, I don't want to have to be in a position where I'm kind of like just needing to rely on the charity of others to survive. So maybe it's time for me to take a peek back out there into the world of employment again. And I found that due to these incredible shortage of employment, nobody has any people that want to work, I guess, apparently for that. Not sure if they just have died from the pandemic or what, but basically I never would have been able to get any response on a job application before. I was continuously applying for jobs while I was still doing YouTube when I had first started doing it through like 2017 through 2019 because if there was something out there that looked decent, I'd be like, okay, let me see what it's all about. And I got rejected. Nobody would ever want to interview me or whatever. And all of a sudden, boom, I see this position, paid training, better wages than I had seen anywhere. And I even get a bonus. Once I pass my exam after 90 days, I get a 4-figure bonus.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, hey, let's see what it do one time. Just applied, and they're like, oh yeah, we are in dire need. We'll pretty much take anybody that isn't a total complete idiot. And
so you had to trick them.
Yeah,
false advertising.
Eggy did put me down as a reference, and they did call me, and I did have to lie about working with Eggy. So we did trick these people into hiring Eggy. Yeah. That is a great piece of advice for all you kids out there who might be going into the work field soon. Lie on your resume. They're not going to be able to prove shit. For your references, I never had any good references to put down. Just put down your friends and family and have them lie for you. Fuck these employers. They don't deserve your honesty, but you do deserve their money.
I think you could get in trouble if you do that.
Oh, what are they going to do? Fire you? You're not going to get the job in the first place without the references. You might as well fucking lie to them.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised by it. Like, why can't you find a job? Like, you keep seeing on billboards, hey, Crypto Bros, we're hiring, and it's by McDonald's, and they wouldn't take you. Why didn't you just tell them you lost all your money on Dogecoin? You probably did.
Are you talking about me?
No, Eggy.
Oh.
No, I actually got rejected from McDonald's and Walmart both multiple times. They said I was too incompetent. They said that I was too stupid. Like, they literally said that I was not mentally capable enough to work those jobs.
And now you've got a job that pays basically double McDonald's, and you're still just as intelligent, so I guess it's their loss.
Wait, are you serious? Do you have, like, some horrible disability or something?
I mean, have you met him?
No.
I have a little something called, it's my superpower. It's called autism, and it's my superpower.
I mean, I've seen you cook stuff before in the videos.
There's a good chance Eggy doesn't have the greatest SEO, and the employers are like, I don't know about all this.
So what is this black pill that everybody's been talking about? I don't know, but
Eggy had to wait for Kiwi Farms to get taken down before he could get a job.
Well, did they really Google you on McDonald's?
Of course they do. Why not?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, the last time I had applied for McDonald's was really before I was doing YouTube full time, but I applied for McDonald's, when I was like 18, they said no. I applied for Walmart at that time, they said no, and I didn't have really work experience. Maybe that was it, and I thought that it was like where you start to get work experience. But then in 2016, 17, when I was unemployed at that time, and I just kind of had to put out looking for somewhere, they still... I'm like, oh, well, I'm sure it's probably really terrible to work there, but I'm like, oh, well, how bad could it be? I got to deal with fat people, whatever, it's just America. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I will say, thanks to them for not, I kind of got my push into the E-sphere because that was kind of the best plans at that time. I did my thing, had a great time, and now the landscape's changing a little bit, where even somebody like me can get a decent job somehow because they're just that desperate. And this internet stuff can be a little bit spotty sometimes. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's go stack it up and get some qualification and certification. And
yeah, and if you're going to be streaming just as much anyway, you might as well double up on your income and save up a whole shit ton of money.
That's right.
Is it true that you found out one of your co-workers might be some sort of degenerate? Did I hear that?
Looking at it, in basically the people who are in the mix with me are pretty open about being really into anime. They wear, some anime accessories, like they have, we have certain things that we can wear at the job, and they'll accessorize that anime style. They're really big into video games. It's like the number one thing they do. There's been talk of real dolls and virtual girlfriends I've heard about.
They're talking about their sex dolls at work.
Well,
I'm keeping it real. Literally in conversations.
That shit I wouldn't admit on the internet.
For that record, no, I mean, last night when I was there, people were speaking about the length of their penises, and comparing. So that was something.
Now, are you joining in, or are you sitting in the corner listening to all these conversations? Because I feel like they're talking about stuff that you would be interested in.
No, I have not. Maybe you could say revealed my power level. I wouldn't care to talk about my penis at work regardless.
Well, yeah, but if they're talking about anime and video games, I could see you making some friends through that, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. We, I'm getting back into my gamer mode now that I have sort of a little bit more of a set schedule. I think I might go. I think they're gonna have a little gamer hangout in a couple of days.
Oh shit!
Because it's about a 30-minute commute for me roughly, and so it's gonna be they're gonna be hanging out over at a certain place. It's about 30 minutes, but I'd go hang out. Where I'm fostering strong work spirit, and I mean, these guys, it's better if it was some 40-year-old women or something that I was
It'd
around.
Be hell.
Yeah, so I feel like I can kind of rock with the energy that's going on in my work environment.
But when you go to the gamer hangout and they all start pulling out their penises to compare, are you gonna be joining in, or are you gonna just take pictures?
I probably would abstain from that. Yeah,
I don't think they should be. They shouldn't be talking about that at work, I don't think.
Well,
I can't imagine you abstaining from anything. That's
Eggy's usually down to clown.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen.
I'm just anything. I got the Willy Wonka golden ticket for a big, pretty, not very difficult. Kind of maybe a little bit boring, a little bit. Not the most stimulating mentally job, but the pay can't argue with that, and I'll shape up, if seeing where I'm at, but the whole conversation last night was directly next to multiple female coworkers as well.
They're talking about their real dolls in front of women.
Well, no, the penis discussion, and the women they were laughing about it pretty heavily. They kind of got a kick out of it. So
I forgot we live in the Midwest and people don't try to cancel each other at work over this shit.
I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on that I would immediately be terminated from the program if I, But basically, yeah. I mean, other than those are kind of the main things. The kind of just took me by surprise. I got, to quote somebody, I can't wait until I'm old and I'm going to leave my family. I'm going to be in a nursing home and have a VR headset on where I'm getting my dick sucked constantly, and I'm going to have them injecting me with intravenous drugs, and I'll be in a state of constant bliss and sexual orgasm. Yeah, that was pretty much also said to me by one of my superiors on the clock when I was there. So I mean,
Eggy, I think I need to move and come work with you because that sounds like a great work environment.
They would probably hire you on the spot. We're in need. I don't know if it's the fact that these.
I'm gonna put you down as my reference. They can call you.
Actually, we would.
It would all check out. It would make sense.
I think if you completed your 90-day certification, that we'd both get an additional $300 bonus or $500 bonus or something like that. So
I could just start now and have a 4-hour commute to and from work. It's only 8 hours in the car every day.
There's people that do like a 90-minute commute. So I mean, some people they just really, like I said, I mean, the getting's good. They're desperate enough. I want to at least get my bonus, if nothing else. If I decide that I'm good on everything else, I'll still have a hefty payday coming my way. So yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I saw a comment the other day that you actually responded to. Somebody said, Eggy has a real job now? What is happening? What is happening? Like, they were shocked.
Yeah, some kind of crazy world event, huh?
I champion the neat lifestyle. I say middle finger to society, but at the same time, I got to put a little food on the table myself. I was able to do that while abstaining from society. Things are a little shaky right now, and it's shaky for everybody. So that's also kind of part of it. It might not be my optimal thing, but when I have my audience or whatever, that I'm kind of like, all right, I'm going to dance for your dollar now, and thank you for your dollar. I'm going to dance around now. If they are a little bit tighter, I don't want to have to kind of, give them a shove and a nudge and be like, I said I'm going to dance for your dollar. Where's the dollar? Let's get to dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and I'll go into the coal mine and, sacrifice my health to make sure that I can be where I need to be without having to be like that. So even though it's a little bit contradictory to the beliefs I have of a spouse, when I see it's tough times and tough choices have to be made, I'm punching the wagey clock.
Are you afraid you're going to get some sort of radiation poisoning climbing all these 5G towers all day?
Well, they tell me that they switch them off before I go up.
Good.
But if that's not the case, then I think maybe I could get like superpowers like the Epic Funko superhero movies. And so I would be okay with that, because then I could leverage my new mutant abilities into another career path. So I think really any way you look at it, it's just all kinds of opportunity. I see everything with that silver lining, that optimistic mindset. I know that, you could take a broken glass and you could crush it into a fine powder and make it into some kind of jewelry or something. Everything has an upside if you could think it and dream it and do it. Word to the one team.
Wise words, inspirational for all of us. Guys, we have 2 segments we need to do still, and we're getting close to an hour, so let's go pretty quick.
Well, I'm just glad that Eggy found a job. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, I'm proud of my man.
Thank you, Florian.
Well,
and I will let you know that I spent some of my most recent paycheck. I gifted some people who I knew that we used to play Isaac together years ago.
Oh, shit.
They hadn't played past the original. They hadn't played Rebirth. And so I went and gifted some copies of that with my money.
No. You fucked up. You should have said, oh, you like The Binding of Isaac? Well, the sole creator of Binding of Isaac has a brand new game. It's called Ballfrog. It's just as fun. I'm going to gift this one to you instead.
Yeah, I don't know if Florian receives any significant royalties from the sale of Rebirth, but no, I didn't buy them Ballfrog. But, now that I've got their interest restoked in the style of Isaac, now I can
lose the interest.
I can show them the opening cinematic to Ballfrog, which resembles the cinematic to Isaac, and then the links will be made mentally, and they're gonna hop right in.
Yeah, they'll have their mind blown. They'll never expect it.
That's right.
I let my Discord know, my Patreon Discord, they can ask us questions to answer on this show, and I did an at everybody, and we only got like 6 shitty questions when there's like over 200 people in here. So you guys once again have let us down. We're going to answer these real quick, and then me and Florian need to review the last 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, so we'll graciously let Eggy not be involved for that autism. But let's fly through these shitty questions. Have you guys seen the movie 12 Monkeys? Willie the Warden wants to know.
Oh, it's classic, yeah.
That's a Brad Pitt time travel movie, right?
It's absolutely true Kino to the fullest, and anyone that hasn't seen it, I highly recommend that you do.
Well, I do want to see it. Unfortunately, today I have to watch Pixels, so I can review that with Florian tomorrow, but I will definitely watch 12 Monkeys, because I'm a big Brad Pitt stan at this point, and time travel is my favorite thing, so I don't know how I have not seen this movie yet.
Yeah, I guess I really need to see it. When did it come out?
Like 95, I think. It's pretty old.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I think it's from like the 90s.
Yeah, it's timeless though. Yeah, absolutely. All the audience people, listen, if you're going to pick one movie to watch you haven't seen, I've watched it multiple times. I don't really even watch movies that much like that, but that one's classic.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely going to watch it this week. Veg wants to know, can Florian play Dead by Daylight with me? I think he might have asked this before.
Well, maybe if you come on my Discord, maybe we can play a different game that doesn't have zombies in it.
Don't you ban everybody from your Discord?
No, only if they're idiots.
Only Toot?
Well, definitely Toot. Well, there's a few more idiots in your audience than just Toot, but yeah. I mean, I hardly banned anyone lately.
Oh, good. Don V wants to know, has Florian taken his girlfriend out for corn pizza?
No.
No. You usually have that delivered. You don't go out for it.
No, I actually went and we had burgers, and it was the most mind-blowing experience. The waitress was so incompetent. Like, so we went in and we said, burgers, please. And then she walked away and started making the burgers. Didn't ask if we wanted anything else. And like, I had we had to wait. And then the girlfriend asked, please, can I have a soda? And then she walks away again. And I had to pour my own water. It was silly. And then when she finally served us the burgers, she forgot the fries and she forgot the plates. She brought them on a tray with no plates under them.
And she just handed them to you?
Well, she put both of them on one tray. Oh my god.
You know what? People might make fun of Americans for our hamburger obsession, but at least we know how to serve them properly. Like, you're not going to have that hamburger experience over here for sure.
I mean, like, I've had hamburgers there before. It never happened. I don't know. Was she on drugs? Was she a new hire that was completely incompetent?
Was she the average woman? It could be.
You never know. But yeah,
was the burger good? If she made it, was it good?
It was actually pretty good. She forgot to not put onions in it, like I said, but otherwise it was pretty good.
So the exact opposite experience of the ending of Weird Al Yankovic's Trapped in the Drive-Thru, where he's sad that they forgot the onions. Maybe she gave them to you instead.
Yeah, maybe. I always ask for no onions, you know.
Onions are good, dude. What are you talking about? Especially grilled onions on a burger is like, pristine.
Oh yeah, grilled is great, but I don't know. They don't work well in my stomach. I always get weird burps afterwards.
For me, it's raw red onion slices
on the burger. I got to try that.
Yeah, like the rings, shout out to Culver's. They've been holding us down for a long time with those red onion slices.
Oh, I used to work at Culver's. I didn't even know they had that. That's weird. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Mecha Sandvich wants to know, did you put your Emp Lemon U2s in a jar? Did anybody actually buy that?
What is that?
Emp Lemon had his own U2s made, and it's like the intellectual property of Star Wars, but he just did it anyway.
Wow,
he took fucking It's a Trap guy and just made it into a doll on U2s. Yeah, I don't know. Admiral Akbar, I think.
Else. Yeah, well, I guess they killed him off. So
you guys are not going to put Emp Lemon in a jar and cum on him?
I would never.
No.
Period.
Okay, never. Mr. Coffee wants to know, who would win in a game of cursed meals? Florian versus Eggy. Now, we know Eggy would obliterate me and Biggs combined in total score, but would Florian stand a chance?
No, because I refuse to eat disgusting stuff.
Not even to entertain in upwards of 30,000 people.
Yeah, sorry, that's why I'll never be on one of those.
Oh, that's why? Not because you're a hermit?
Well, that too, but specifically I would never do one of those wheels where I have to suffer.
The people love the suffering, Florian.
Yeah, maybe I can just be maybe the joke can be that I'll refuse to suffer, you know?
You always spin the wheel and then you just say, no, I'm not going to do it.
Maybe I just pay you to do it for me.
Well, yeah, I'll take your points. Eggy, we're not going to have time this episode, but we have discussed doing Wheel of Cursed Meals 5 relatively soon, hopefully by the end of the year. So maybe you and me should do a one-on-one podcast sometime soon to really get all the details hashed out. And if anybody in the audience has any recommendations for foods or recipes that should go on the wheel, post them here, because I don't have enough yet.
I can't wait to start drawing up some fantastic ideas. I know we still had the cotton candy mac and cheese Everclear. I remember we had that.
Oh, good. I forgot all about that. I'm glad you remembered. I still have a toe of Satan sucker, like the 2 million Scoville sucker.
Oh yeah, we had one of our mutual fans. He sent me. I'm pretty sure I still have like the little nitro and toe of Satan and the something else. I remember I sent you the picture of what he sent to me for us to have in a video. So
and I still have a toe of Satan too, so we could potentially do it twice in the same video. we did that in Wheel of Punishment 1 with me, Asperger, and Rusty. It was either 1 or 2. And we did it in the most pussy way imaginable. Like, it was just hold it in your mouth for a minute, which is retarded. So I think we should eat it. Like, we should actually consume the whole sucker, because otherwise, what's even the point?
Yeah, how could you?
I mean, the challenge is hold it in your mouth for 5. No, we're gonna eat it. I want this gut destroying shit inside of me.
Have you ever had anything that was frozen solid and you had to eat it and it was on the wheel?
No. Do you have a recommendation?
I mean, maybe like frozen solid broccoli, so you could reasonably eat it.
I was thinking of, you know how people like to cook their steak rare? I was thinking we could have rare chicken wings and just go to the hospital, because it would kill you.
Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't, but I mean,
it'd make you very, very ill.
I mean, if you get that nice farm fresh chicken,
you would eat chicken out of the fridge?
I mean, if it's from a reasonably verified source, the farmers that had it, I think it's probably okay to eat it then, right?
I think we should do, we'll call it hot cold wings, because we'll take the cold uncooked wings, but put the hottest hot sauce we can find on them. So it's like the worst thing you can possibly imagine, really. I've never eaten raw chicken, but I imagine it's probably not that good.
Well, you should still try something that's frozen solid, because that's probably really hard to eat,
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be more disgusting and painful than just like a physical, impossibility, like chewing on a big piece of ice or something.
I mean, if it's something like broccoli, it might be possible. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, and the final question: Wings of Redemption and EDP, is that Eat That Pussy 445?
I believe so.
They battle to the death. Who wins? Now, these are two sumo-sized men. EDP, he has that black swagger to him, and even in the face of complete cancellation, he continues to fight on, so he has real perseverance. Wings typically gives up and starts crying when anything doesn't go his way. So, for my money, it's EDP, but what do you guys think?
Well, I don't know EDP, so
he's an obese black man who was caught trying to have sex with like a 12-year-old.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still think he'd win, yeah. I mean, anyone probably beat Wings.
Wings says it hurts to walk.
Yeah, I know, right? Imagine.
Wings says it hurts to walk. EDP was willing to walk a very long distance to try and attack a child. So I think for the wrong reasons, I think he has a bit of an edge to him. It's close, but I would give it to EDP.
Oh, there we go. All three of us agree. What an easy question. And that was the last one. So you guys, you all failed me in the Discord yet again. If you would like to join and hang out in the Discord and ask these questions for us to ponder, go to patreon.com/mumkey. And I think it's time for the Rick and Morty review segment. So, Eggy, thank you for coming on. And if you have anything you want to plug or anybody you want to hug, now would be the time.
I just want to give a big shout out to the fans. Thank you for smashing the like button. I think by the time this releases, the song Tactical Soap should be on all streaming platforms. They kicked it back on me a couple times because they hate my creative abilities. But
did they give a reason why they were kicking the song out?
Just because I would make my own cover art and I was using completely stolen images of Bond Tactical Soap, just literally downloaded from Google and with very very pretty much non-existent modifications to it. So they're like, well, actually. So then I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and still didn't satisfy those tyrants.
They're okay with King Cobra advertising their product, but as soon as you show an image, they're like trying to shut it down. I thought they didn't have standards.
I thought so too, but that like thousandth of a penny I make for every listen, then it's, I guess I'm profiting off of their image or whatever without properly modifying it enough to, call it transformative or whatever. But hopefully this time I gave it a little bit of a tweak. I think it should be out sooner than later.
And I have not heard that song yet, so I need to find a link if it's up anywhere right now.
Well, you can listen to it on my YouTube page.
Oh, it's on there?
I can provide you a link for that number. Yes, I can.
Yeah. I'll post a link specifically to that song in the description as well. I got to hear this one. I should have plugged it into our King Cobra video that just came out. I don't know what I was thinking.
I put it out like probably... it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the song premiered a few days before the video went up, so I could have thrown it in the credits at least. Oh well. Well, Eggy, I guess now I need to review Rick and Morty with Florian. So if you want to hang out, you can, but I'm not gonna force you to listen to this shit.
Well, with all due respect, I'm head out. All right, peace out.
All right, thanks, Eggy. See ya. Well, I guess you have anything else you want to plug before we say goodbye?
Well, everyone check out Bullfrog on Steam. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, for Simian Jimmy's Treehouse, subsection TrashRats International Volume 1. I've been Simian Jimmy. See you next time, folks.